This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Friday, the 4th of June in the year 2021. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. The Chief Executive Officer of GWI, Sheikh Bash, today said there needs to be better understanding of GWI's decision to fire more than 150 workers within a 3-month span.
It is not a decision of the management alone. The management, with the guidance of the board, had the task of ensuring that this exercise was done in a fair, transparent manner.
At the press conference today, the CEO also said the process to remove over 150 workers from the water company is necessary, since the company cannot sustain the large employment costs. It was the second time within a week that Mr. Bash appeared before the media to defend the state-owned company's decision to send home more than 150 workers. His comments today came one day after the former managing director and CEO of the company, Dr. Richard Van West Charles, said the company is operating at a profit and GWI regional offices are making enough revenue to cover staff salaries. But the current CEO said the management of GWI undertook a restructuring and staffing rationalization plan to ensure greater efficiency and productivity in the company's operations. He maintains that due process has been followed in terminating the employees.
Due process was followed. The board of directors of GWI was integrally involved in all the decision processes leading up to this termination in accordance with the Termination of Employment Act.
According to the CEO, the dismissals are being done in a fair and transparent manner.
So we have reached the point where a number of employees will have to be severed in order to ensure a highly efficient organization.
The Executive Human Resource Director at GWI, Elvis Jordan, said the termination of the staff members would not affect the overall performance of the water company.
This process that we are embarking on in terms of reorganizing, it was a well thought out process that involved all the technical department, the managers, the regional management, the directors. It's not a case where the HR sat and come up with this decision. We will have factored into this exercise most of the work process, the programs of the company before we came up to this decision.
And GWI has called in the Special Organized Crime Unit and auditors to probe what the CEO said were some financial irregularities at the company. Meanwhile, 76 of the more than 150 persons earmarked to be severed have already received their dismissal letters. The workers were told that the company is going through major restructuring. Some of the workers have been in the company's employ for more than 5 years, others for more than 10. More news coming up in just a moment.
Hi, I'm D'Angeli Singh and I'm here to introduce to you a new GTT service. You have repeatedly told us that you need a faster and easier way to receive your bills, especially since almost everything has gone digital. Say goodbye to the days of paper bills. Now with GTT, receiving your bill is easy no matter what network you're on. You can get your GTT DSL, landline, Blaze, or postpaid mobile bill sent to you via WhatsApp as soon as ready. To get started, simply update your mobile contact number by visiting gtt.gy/update5 to ensure we have your correct WhatsApp number, and we'll send you a WhatsApp message with your monthly bill as soon as available. When you receive this message, you will notice it's identified as the official business account for GTT. To make things easy, add us as a contact, and each month thereafter, we will send you your bill directly via WhatsApp from our official WhatsApp business account. No more waiting, no more calls. Now you can receive your bills directly through WhatsApp. We thank you for choosing GTT as your service provider and remind you to stay safe during these unprecedented times.
Sonia, you think people easy? People just really want to do their own thing. Look across the road how we building the house low. The building code say you're supposed to be 2 feet off the ground.
And when the place flood, them just be the first to complain.
But you know sometimes we that just contribute to the flooding with we behavior.
You know, boy, we just throw things in the drains and canals. We don't keep the gutters clean and dispose of garbage properly. By the way, you got an emergency kit?
Yeah, Sonia, I got me own and it got drinking water, army medicines, and for say things like band-aids, iodine, bandages.
And me own got in toothpaste, a change of underwear and clothing, toilet paper and soap.
Guyana, our country, our responsibility.
My name is Ashley. I not too long received my first dosage of the Sputnik vaccine. It was a very simple process. The staff were very informative, and I encourage you all to come out and take your vaccine. If you're unsure, there's so many people to ask. The information is free online as well, so please do come out.
GWI introduces CAP, their customer assistance promotion that offers massive discounts. For a limited time, get 50% off all reconnection fees and another 50% off your entire bill. If your service was removed or you've reconnected on your own, GWI is offering yet another 50% discount off all tampering and replacement fees. Wallet-friendly payment plans are also available. So tap into GWI's customer assistance promotion by visiting any GWI office and avoid them taking legal action. CAP only applies to customers whose services were disconnected or removed prior to 2021. For more information, call 227-8701 or WhatsApp 620-1667. Water is life. Save it.
Mobil 1 is more than oil. It's many oils. It transforms at the molecular level. When cold, it's thicker than honey. When hot, it's thinner than water. Mobil 1 adapts and readapts to last longer. 16,000 kilometers between oil changes. That's your engine evolved.
Guyana is the authorized distributor of Mobil lubricants.
At Sash Financial, we create strategies for strengthening business and personal finances while helping our clients to build sustainable wealth. Our financial and business consultancy services are uniquely tailored to ensure every client receives quality packages and optimal results. Our financial services include financial reporting and analysis, financial status assessment, internal audits, bookkeeping and records management, financial planning advice, tax returns. Our business advisory services are related to business plans, business startups, operational improvement, business management, document preparation, procedures development, efficient marketing. Call or WhatsApp us today for your free consultation on telephone number 592-665-6045. Sash Financial, strengthening businesses, building wealth.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right, walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
Welcome back. 1 month after Chief Justice Roxanne George ruled that the appointment of PP civic candidates at the last elections, Vikash Ramkissoon and Sarah Brown, as parliamentary secretaries and non-elected members of parliament, was illegal and therefore the two ought to be removed from the positions and seats in the Assembly, the Attorney General has approached the Court of Appeal to put a hold on the ruling until the matter is fully determined. In submissions, the Attorney General said the applicant, Opposition Chief Whip Christopher Jones, will suffer no harm if the two, Brown and Ramkissoon, continue to sit in the National Assembly until the matter is fully determined at the appeal court level. Though the parliamentary secretaries do not have voting powers, the Attorney General in his submissions pointed out that both parliamentary secretaries have been assigned important constitutional and parliamentary duties, and without the interim protection of the Court of Appeal, they will not be able to discharge those functions. To boost this case, the Attorney General also cited the then Chancellor of the Judiciary, Justice Carl Singh's stay in favor of then Ministers Keith Scott and Winston Felix, while an appeal had been heard into whether they could have been technocrat ministers although they had been elected members. The Attorney General believes that there are enough cases locally to guide the Court of Appeal in its judgment. He said in the circumstances it cannot be disputed that the appeal file is not only grounded in merit but raises fundamental issues of interpretation of Constitution, as well as issues integral to Guyana's parliamentary and constitutional democracy. As the National Assembly prepares for a sitting next Thursday after more than 3 months without any, the Speaker and Clerk of the Assembly have decided that everyone attending the sitting at the Arthur Chung Convention Center must present a negative COVID-19 test result or their COVID-19 vaccination card. The National Assembly has informed the government, opposition, the police, and the media about the move. The Assembly has also started moves to ensure all of its staff members are fully vaccinated. Since the opening of the current parliament, the Assembly has seen a number of members of parliament from both sides and the Speaker being diagnosed with COVID-19, forcing virtual sittings. The Speaker was diagnosed with the virus twice, and a number of his staff members had also tested positive but have since recovered. Guyana continues to see an increase in COVID-19 infections with more than 400 new cases recorded in the past 3 days alone. The death toll has also been climbing steadily. The coronavirus death toll in the country jumped to 403 as 3 more deaths were officially recorded today as being COVID-19 related. 2 of the deaths occurred in the month of May, but have only now been confirmed as being COVID-19 related. The Health Ministry also reported today that 83 more cases of the virus have been detected. In his COVID-19 update, the Health Minister, Dr. Frank Anthony, said the vaccine appears more to be the sure ticket for persons avoiding becoming seriously ill with the virus. He said based on records, there has been no admission of any fully vaccinated person into the hospitals.
Once you're fully immunized, we haven't seen any of those persons reporting infection or being confirmed with a COVID-19 infection. We haven't seen any fully immunized persons coming into any one of our hospitals, nor, well, if they don't come to the hospital, then they wouldn't end up in the ICU, and nor have we had any COVID-19 related death with people fully vaccinated.
The Health Ministry is hoping to get 80% of the population fully vaccinated. Already more than 207,000 persons have received a first dose, representing 42.7%.
We have 207,889 persons who would have received the first dose of their vaccines. That would be approximately 42.7% of our adult population who would have gotten the first dose. A second dose, those who have now become fully immunized, we have 73,471 persons, which represents approximately 15% of our adult population.
And the Health Minister said he still remains concerned that in some regions the vaccination numbers remain low.
And we still see that there are a few people in different regions that have not come back for their second dose. So we want to appeal to persons who have received their Sinopharm vaccine to please come back and get your second dose, because without being fully immunized, you're not going to get all of the benefits of the vaccine.
A number of communities across the country are hosting vaccination drives this weekend. Attorney at law Selwyn Peters, who's representing the interests of Chairman of the Police Service Commission Paul Slow, is confirming receipt of a second show cause letter, but says the letter appears strange since the Prime Minister who sent it has not yet responded to the first letter. In the letter dated June 1st, the Prime Minister said that he has taken note of a move by Mr. Slow to join opposition members of Parliament in a separate court matter, an application filed by opposition MP Ganesh Manipal and a number of other persons against the Attorney General, the Minister of Finance, the Judicial Service Commission and other constitutional agencies to be allowed to function independently, impartially, and free of the exercise of any control by the executive or any other entity. By joining the application, the Prime Minister said it appears that Slow has joined forces with the opposition to challenge the government, and he must now show cause why he must not be removed based on that decision. But while the Prime Minister is asking Mr. Slow to show cause, other state agencies have also joined the same challenge. It is not known if those other persons were asked to also show cause. In addition to Manipal, the other applicants in the action are Coretta MacDonald, the General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union, Dawn Gardner, the First Vice President of the Guyana Public Service Union, Michael Summersall, the Chairman of the Public Service Commission, Clinton Conway, Member of the Police Service Commission, the Police Service Commission, and Alan Munro, Chairman of the Teaching Service Commission. Mr. Slow's attorney said the need for a second show cause letter appeared unnecessary and vexatious, asking whether the first show cause notice and the second show cause notice are connected or linked to the expected ruling of the Chief Justice in relation to another matter on the 18th of June. The attorney reminded that the tenure of the Police Service Commission ends in August, and he therefore wants to know whether the show cause notices are really aimed at bullying the chairman and commissioners of the Police Service Commission. According to the attorney, any constitutional agency can seek redress from the court to adjudicate issues that go to the core of its mandate, and he added that clients are entitled to hire attorneys of their choosing. The attorney said the retired Assistant Police Commissioner served the Guyana Police Force for 37 years with integrity. Mr. Slow has been in charge of the Police Service Commission for the past 2.5 years. He recently accused the President of attempting to interfere in the work of the Police Service Commission and making requests for the promotion of specific ranks.
You see them children playing in the dirty water again?
You know me talk to them this morning, like them don't understand.
Every time it flood, they just want to go in the flood waters. They think this thing is fun. You could get serious diseases in the water. And if an electrical line fall in the water, you could get electrocuted. Little boy, you want to tell you not to play in that water? Come here this minute.
You see the water don't start coming in the house? When you're living in a downstairs, you just got to take precautions.
That is right. You got to make sure there's a pair of long boots for every member of the family. Protect drinking water from contamination. Keep a stock of foods that can't spoil. And have some place to go if your place flood out.
Guyana, our country, our responsibility.
Hi, I'm Nias Suban, and I took my vaccine, my COVID-19 vaccine, and I want to encourage everyone who are looking at me right now or listening to me on radio to be able to take your vaccine as well. It is very important that we do that, simply because this is something that is spread by humans to humans, and if it is our action that can only help to stop the spread of this pandemic. So I want to encourage all of you. I spent 50 days in the COVID IC unit, and I documented my story. Many people know what I went through. I saw what others went through, and because I saw and because I know, I want to encourage all of you to take your vaccine. Our collective action can help to stop the spread of COVID-19.
across the region tonight, health officials in Bermuda have announced that children ages 12 to 15 can now be vaccinated against COVID-19. The announcement followed a similar ruling by the United Kingdom health regulator. Previously, the vaccine was available only to anyone over the age of 16 in the British Overseas Territory. A health department spokeswoman said there are around 900 registered children in the age range of 12 to 15 years in Bermuda. So far, 52% of the island has been fully vaccinated. 5,000 shots of the Pfizer vaccine sent by the British government remain, but people need to get their first shots by Tuesday, as the expiry date for the drug is the 30th of June. Earlier, the UK Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency approved the use of the Pfizer vaccine in children between the ages of 12 to 15 years old. The Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Gaston Brown, believes the Caribbean's educational curriculum is causing the region to miss out on huge business and financial opportunities, and that needs to change. Delivering the feature address at the CXC Awards ceremony for the top performers of 2020, the Prime Minister said there was a need for the Caribbean to expand its curriculum to meet the changing tides. He said the region is missing out on billions of dollars worth of investments by not introducing students to such subjects as robotics and coding. He said the COVID-19 pandemic had helped to jumpstart the region's embracing of technology. The UWI Five Islands Campus School of Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence offers biological sciences, machine learning, information security, process automation, climate and environmental sciences, and agricultural engineering, the Prime Minister said. He said the goal of that university was to use artificial intelligence and data science to solve some of the most menacing threats to the Caribbean, such as natural disasters, food security, health, and wellness. The Antiguan leader also suggested that students should have more opportunity to learn more languages. And finally tonight, international news. Facebook has suspended former US President Donald Trump's Facebook and Instagram accounts for 2 years. He was barred indefinitely from both sites in January, in wake of posts he made on the US Capitol riots. But last month, Facebook's oversight board criticized the open-ended penalty. Facebook said Mr. Trump's actions were a severe violation of its rules. Mr. Trump said the move was an insult to the millions who voted for him in last year's presidential election. Facebook's move comes as a social media giant is also ending a policy shielding politicians from some content moderation rules. It said that it would no longer give politicians immunity for deceptive or abusive content based on their comments being newsworthy. Mr. Trump's ban was effective from the date of the initial suspension on the 7th of January, according to Facebook. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.